good thing, but I will say that, right? At least it wasn't his Instagram. I don't even know if, okay, again, I don't know if that's like a thing to say. Like if that's even worth saying. Like, well, at least it wasn't his Instagram this time. Like, he shouldn't. Come on. And then, okay, all right. So Ja Morant flashed a gun on his friend's Instagram. The friend
on his friend's Instagram. Right.
Yeah, the friend who is like a notorious friend for a lot of the incidents that he's been in, especially recently.
Yeah.
Like one of the main, I don't want to say culprit. That sounds.
Well, if it was Phil Jackson would say Entourage. But go ahead. Phil Jackson would call him part of the Entourage.
He would call him a posse.
Oh, that's right. Posse.
Yeah,
posse.
Right. He would call
that's
them.
That's the word. Yes.
Yeah.
But, okay. So, but let's get into that. Okay. So the guy's name is Devontae Park.
Right.
Pack. Excuse me, Devontae Pack. Mm-hmm. And so it's if the name sounds familiar, it's because he got in trouble earlier, and he's like banned from the Grizzly games.
Yeah, he's
Memphis Grizzlies have banned this dude.
Yeah,
and it seems like if I'm the face of the Grizzlies, I know he's a friend, and I guess my thing is I get you're a friend, and maybe we could stay friends, but not in the, not in front of the camera, not on Instagram. If you wouldn't see me, they wouldn't see me with you.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Well, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Oh man, yeah, we can be friends. Just and what the crazy thing is, it's like even he realized, like, oh hey, probably shouldn't put the camera on him like that, because Ja was like, oh, you put the phone on me? Hey, like, huh? He's like, oh, you put the phone on me. Hey, look what I got. And it's like, again.
That's the thing. Again.
It's like, bro, did you think he was taking the video like from like his camera? Like he was going to save it in his memories or something? Like you didn't think he? What were you? No, he didn't think that. He knew what was happening. He's not.
And that's the scary part. He had to have known it was happening. He had to know what was going on, and it was like, there was no. Oh man! It was like he just got into the moment. Like, hey, I'm on the gram. There it is with that gun again, and I
don't know. I mean, I saw a lot of guys like beaten into the ground. The fact that like, it was like 2 weeks to the day that he said something about, he wanted to be more like LeBron on and off the court. Which, look, man, honestly, I don't really care a whole lot about that statement. And in all honesty, bro, you went to Florida to some facility for quote unquote stress management, right? Like there was a whole like.
I mean, to me now, especially, I thought it was back then, but to me now, clearly that move was to get the graces of the NBA before they handed down punishment.
He was only there for 3 days.
Yeah,
he was only there for 72 hours. I don't know what management tips he got in those 3 days. I
bet you one of them would stay off the ground with guns. I bet you that was part of it.
Yeah, man, he definitely broke discipline on that one. Yeah, he lost. He's not getting a chip. Okay, no. I don't know.
No,
I just don't get it, man. Like, bro, like, okay, like all you have to do. Look, you can be on Instagram all you want. All you have to do is put the iron down. That's it. You can just leave it. Even if you want to put it on your lap, just shoot yourself from the waist up, right? Like, no one has to know it's there.
He has to be.
I get it. You're in Tennessee.
He has to be waist down thug and top up. I mean, that's it.
Look, yeah. If you want to live a double life, like, be smart. Just, it's just so frustrating. Like, that's just frustrating. It's so simple. It's
uber simple. It's now, and you know who I blame? And I'm gonna tell you who I blame in this scenario. In both scenarios, I'm gonna be honest. But especially in this scenario, because mistakes are, everybody makes mistakes. And let's just say that the first time this happened, there were a bunch of mistakes on Ja's part. But I'm gonna say this: as a person who spent time in the NBA and should know the ins and outs, the intricate parts, the things to do, the things not to do in the NBA. T. Morant, when these things happen, you don't hear anything from him. It's like the only thing he learned from his time in the NBA was when things go bad, don't show your face on the camera. Like, that's it. That's all he apparently has learned. Because again, I'm waiting for T. Morant to come forward and say something, or maybe step forward and say, "Hey," and I know Ja's an adult. I get it. He's an adult. However, he is Ja's like what, 23? I mean, he's still figuring things out. And you would think his dad would. I mean, you're at almost every game, at least every home game, at least. You're there on the sidelines watching him play. You can't tell me that he doesn't value your opinion. I mean, we've seen the interaction. I believe he values his opinion. And it seems like T. Morant hasn't pulled him to the side and said, "You about to blow this whole thing up. Like, everything. You're about to blow it up. You got lucky the first time. You're about to blow this thing up. You need to knock it down, get it together." And I'm a little, upset with him as far as that. I remember when the balls came out, and of course, Daddy Ball,
big baller brand.
Yeah. We chastised him because of some of the things he said. No, don't get me wrong. Some of the things he said was out there. Let's be honest. But one thing about him,
he beat Michael Jordan 1-on-1.
Yeah. We ain't talk about that. We won't get me. I mean, that man averaged like 1.2 a game in college. So we ain't gonna talk about that.
Man, he'd have gave Michael Jordan that cash.
But at least he was. You could tell that, with the exception of stealing glasses overseas. Yeah. But it seems like he had them, the rest of them, it seems like he had them on the right track. It seems like he was in their ear saying, "Hey, you don't want to do that. You might want to do this, because, they weren't making these kind of mistakes." And I'm really concerned that T. Morant isn't. The first thing, if I'm T. Morant, the first thing I'm saying is, look, I know y'all boys from the day. I know y'all boys from way back. I know y'all boys from high school. But you can't carry all your friends, into your next wave of life. You can't. And Mr. Pack is about to ruin this whole thing for you. And here's the thing: Mr. Pack isn't losing a thing.
Nope,
not losing a thing. Nope. You are about to lose it all. So that's where I'm at with Ja. I'm not,
Okay. What if T. Morant has said something to Ja, right? He just hasn't really been public, right? But what if he has said something to Ja, right? And Ja just doesn't listen.
And then it's on Ja. But I would expect T, you've got to speak up. You've got to speak up, because you speak up in every scenario there is. You see T, you hear T. In every other scenario there is. You want to talk about the Grizzlies in the playoff? T speaking up. You want to talk about bad refereeing during a Grizzlies game? T speaking up. You want to talk about Ja having a great night? T. Ja having a bad night? T. Ja waving a gun?
You have a point. I concede.
And it's just weird.
Yeah. Very much so. That is weird, But hey, much like Ja Morant and Dylan Brooks during a loss, there's not a whole lot of press talk. I think T. Morant may feel like this is a loss as a parent, so he doesn't want to speak to the press. No press conferences, no post games. Also, yeah. I'm kind of. I don't like the fact that they keep calling this guy Devontae Pack his friend, because he's not really a friend. He's an opportunist. Right. Because here's the thing. For me, like, there's cats in the NBA that's got friends that are still like in the streets or whatever, right? I'm pretty positive of it, right? But they're real friends. They're smart enough to say, they're at least friend enough to say, I'm not gonna bring that to him. You feel me? I'm not going to have him in any situations over here. If he come over this way, you feel me? I'm gonna make sure nothing happened to him, and I'm definitely gonna make sure no one's taking pictures.
Exactly.
We're putting him on camera,
Man.
right? One thing we're not going to do is mess with the money. That's what a friend would do, regardless of what their lifestyle is, right? They would understand, like, hey, look, we can still be boys. I'm definitely not about to have you over here rocking. No,
Not at all.
No. We're not messing up the money.
Not at all.
We're not gonna mess up the money.
Not at all. Matter of fact, I just took the gun. I'm like, what do you have that for?
Yeah. Right
Why?
there. What?
Give me that. Give me that.
Yeah.
I'm here with you. If I go down, we lose nothing. You go down, we all in trouble.
We lose everything. But yeah, so that he's not a friend, he's an opportunist, because he's had multiple opportunities, right, to be that person for him, right, and he's done the complete opposite.
The complete opposite. Like it's not even. Gosh, it's sad. So I mean, where does this leave the Memphis Grizzlies, though? I mean, the face of your franchise, the NBA has not handed down punishment, and I foresee this punishment being severe. Like, I think it would have been severe the first time, but because they took, I'm not going to say appropriate steps.
He tried to get ahead of it, and at least he
exactly
was remorseful, right? Like,
right.
Yeah, it was like, okay, this is like your first major offense. Okay, cool. Nobody got hurt. It was just, whatever, right? Okay, fine. This time, though, especially with it being so close, like, in time from the last time, like, man. Yeah, you lost all the benefit of the doubt. We know.
So I know this was a question I asked.
All benefit of the doubt is gone.
I know this is a question I asked when it happened the first time. Do the Memphis Grizzlies pull the trigger on a John Morant trade at this point? Because now, granted, nobody's honestly. I think I don't think he'll play next season at all. I think he'll be suspended for a year at a minimum.
Yeah, I don't think he should.
I don't think so either.
Personally, I don't think he should.
So it's going to be hard to trade somebody that is not going to play for a year.
Indeed.
But let's say at the trade deadline next year, a team who is struggling, know they're not going to be in the playoffs, and can make a move for a player like John Morant for the next season. Do the Memphis Grizzlies pull that trigger?
I feel like you need to get some type of return on your investment at this point. One incident is one thing, but the same. Okay. Like one incident, is one thing, but it's a string, it's a chain of events. Like, it's multiple things. Golly, it's a volleyball game. It's a pickup ball game. It's a mall. It's
crazy.
A Pacers game. It's a lot, man. Like, and you had the benefit of doubt before. Look, man. Like I said, man, I don't think he should play next season at all. I think the Grizzlies should try to let him. At this point, try to get some type of return on your investment. At least, at the very least, say it's for his health, because he needs to get away from Memphis, right?
Yeah.
It's no telling if he does the same things somewhere else, then okay, that lets you know that's like, okay, it's really just him, right? And it's not necessarily like the environment or anything like that could help prevent that from happening, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, but you gotta, yeah.
The thing is, though, it doesn't. Honestly, I think he does need a new look. I think he needs a new fresh start. But if you're gonna be dragging the same people with you, this is only gonna. I don't think the place.
It's just gonna manifest itself somewhere else.
Yeah. It'll probably make it even look worse.
Send him to Portland.
Utah. I was thinking Utah.
Ooh.
In the immortal words of Chuck Charles Barkley. Everybody in Utah going to heaven because ain't nothing to do with it. So send him to Utah, man. Let's see if that works. I don't know. You know, they got all those draft picks. You never know. They may be like, hey, we could use.
Hey,
got all those draft picks. Got me. Hey, speaking of draft picks, I'm gonna jump to the right of that list instead of going down. Speaking of draft picks,
oh man,
the Las Vegas Aces just snatched. Now, when this before the season hasn't started, but at the beginning of the WNBA free agent period, there was and I'll say at the time it was a rumor. De'Erica Hambry came out and said, hey, you know, she was traded to the Los Angeles Sparks, and she came out and she pretty much said, hey, I felt like I was lied to and treated poorly and talked about by certain people. She never said names. But she said by certain people in the Aces organization in relation to her being pregnant. And I'll be honest, when I heard it, I was like, okay, you know, that probably happens a lot. So nothing's going to come of this. But oh no. On today, the WNBA has stripped the Las Vegas Aces of their 2024 first round pick. We don't know what that was going to be. We won't know until the end of the season if it was a high pick, low pick. But it could potentially be, you never know. What if they have a terrible season and could have got the first pick in the draft? That's gone. That is gone.
High pick, low pick, no pick.
No pick. And I'm going to be honest, this is why I think this is the 2 games that Becky Hammon is suspended. You know, you got off lucky. That's what, because apparently she was one of those people who spoke out against Hambry being pregnant. But here's where I think it really is going to sting. There's a certain player in college right now that I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go on a limb and say this player who, look, I'm going to just, you know, leave that player open to the imagination, but she's a problem. And a problem in a good way. Not she's a problem. Like she's, the chick is a problem. And pretty sure she's going to be a #1 draft pick. She's that type of baller you want on your squad. Can you imagine if the Aces would have gotten the first pick in the 2024 draft?
And that's what you lost.
Oh my God.
That's what you miss out on. Like,
oh my goodness. Ugh. I can't even fathom it. Like, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. If that happens, Becky Hammon's gone in my book. Like, oh, you screwed this up for us. Like,
I'm leaving.
Yeah, you screwed this up for us. Oh my God, I can't. I don't even want to mention the player's name because it, you know, might give, you know, bad juju. I don't know. I might be getting bad juju. I'm not even going to mention her name.
Well, if you want to look at like well, because okay, even if we leave her off the table, right? There was another player.
Yeah,
she entered the transfer portal.
Yeah, there's a couple. Oh my gosh, this was I believe 2024 was going to be a serious draft.
Yeah, that's
on the women's side, and oh my gosh,
to miss out because let's say even if it wasn't a #1 pick, right? If you had even like a mid to high pick, right? You're missing out.
Oh my goodness.
So much talent. Because that draft class is going to be pretty heavy, I think.
Oh my gosh. All I'm going to say is that player's name rhymes with Caitlin Bark. That's all I'm going to say. Caitlin Bark. Oh my, I can't even, but like you said, I'm thinking of that potential draft class, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's scary. That's a scary class.
There's a lot of shooters in that class.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh well.
I mean, there's two that definitely stand out, maybe three that definitely stand out. But there's some shooters in that class.
There's some ballers in that class.
Yeah,
there's some ballers in that class.
And to miss out on, oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
But also, I mean, come on, you're a WNBA organization. All right, a WNBA organization. The W stands for woman, right?
Women, yeah, exactly.
Right,
Exactly.
women, right?
Yeah.
Women's national basketball, right? Okay. Where do you get off this treating somebody for being pregnant? I'm just saying, like, I get it. It's sports. It's like, oh, like. No, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
You're literally a women's league. What you don't expect for any of these women to have babies?
Yeah, she's a mother, right? You know, I'm like, you hypocrite. You know, why is it okay for you to have children, but when she decides to have children, she's, you know.
Oh, well, because her kids are angels. No one knows what.
I'm done.
I'm
I don't care if it causes them. If it gives bad juju on them, I don't care. I'm gonna just name probably 6 players that they're probably gonna miss out on, that they probably potentially could have gotten. I mean, there's 12 teams in the WNBA, right? So you figure if they have, not so stellar season. I mean, Becky Hammon's going to miss 2 games, so maybe that'll give them a bad start. You never know, right? So let's say, for instance, they would have had one of the top 6 picks. Here we go. These are juniors now that could probably come out early, right? Of course. Okay, I'm gonna just say it. Caitlin Clark. That's a problem right there. That alone, right there. Caitlin Clark is a problem.
She's coming out next year.
But hold on, Angel Reese. See this. You're probably going to miss out on Angel Reese as well. Haley Van Lith. I mean, really?
I mean, oh my! That 2-man game between her and
is going to be scary. Like, I mean, Haley Van Lith and Angel Reese in LSU is going to be a scary sight. But then you got Deja Kelly. You got Alyssa. What is it? Pillai. In Utah.
Oh yeah.
And then you can throw in players like Cameron Brink. There's like a ton. Those are all juniors. I haven't named one senior. I've not named one senior. Those are all juniors. All juniors that could probably come out.
That's a big whoopsie.
Yeah, you messed up. You messed up. You done messed up, Las Vegas. You done messed up. So I don't know. I think if something like that happens, I think Becky Hammond could probably lose her job. Speaking of jobs, where there is no job security, apparently.
especially if you won a title,
right? Like when did winning a title become a liability as a coach?
Apparently, when you get ousted in the first round of the playoffs the following season, hey man.
Oh my gosh.
Hey man.
What is happening? Like I'm gonna be honest. I low-key thought Steve Kerr was probably gonna get fired. The names of the coaches that were fired, I'm like, is Steve Kerr going to be added to the list?
It's not too late.
All right, so let's go down the list. We'll start in Toronto. Nick Nurse. Who has won a title in Toronto? He won a title with Toronto. Apparently, it's not about what you have done for me lately. I mean, no, it's about what you've done for me lately, not the past. I don't get it. Here's one that I'm still confused about. There's two that I'm confused about. Monty Williams in Phoenix. I'm really, and I clearly think this has something to do with DeAndre Ayton. I can't understand why they would fire Monty Williams. It's got to be an Ayton thing, which we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about DeAndre Ayton in a minute. But Mike Budenholzer, another title winner, gone. And I don't know. Maybe I'm like, did these coaches decide to step down? I don't. Confusing. But here's a name that we knew was going to get fired. Not self-proclaimed, but the man who cannot make in-game adjustments. I didn't say that. The former player who said it. It
obviously is true. And look, that's fortunate for me because
you being a Celtics fan, of course.
Yeah. Oh, that worked out perfectly for us. I don't like that man said, no, that's our plan. That's our story. And we're sticking to it. You stick to that. Yeah, you stick to that. Let JT, drop these buckets on you in the fourth quarter, even though he only had 3 the whole game. And then, just drop 51 on you in game 7.
51.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
51.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, going to the on one end, you say, well, he went to the Eastern Conference semis 3 years in a row. And he said, man, that's an accomplishment. But then you look and say, yeah, he went 3 times in a row, but he couldn't get him past. You couldn't get him past that point. So you got to move on. I think we kind of figured.
And you can't use the LeBron excuse.
This is true. He's got another excuse. It's called the Jason Tatum effect.
Yep.
It's called the JT effect. I don't. Oh my God! But okay, so
the man had some vegan gummies and was like, buckets.
Now here's and I don't know if you feel the same way, but there's a name that keeps popping up as a replacement for one of those coaches or one of those teams. And I'm like, no. I'm like, please no. This guy hasn't coached in some time, but I keep hearing the Mike D'Antoni, being tossed around. And I'm like,
no.
Yeah, I'm like, why? Is it that you just want to throw that name around? Because I would throw Mike D'Antoni almost in the Doc Rivers conversation. Like,
pretty much.
I mean, I don't recall those Phoenix Suns teams making it.
At least he does it faster. He does it at a faster pace.
It's
okay,
true.
So that's different. Okay, like there's
speed
involved. All right, like Doc want to slow down, do the half court non-adjustment. Okay, at least with D'Antoni, right? It's like we're moving so fast, it's hard to make an adjustment.
It's go faster. That's his adjustment.
That's the adjustment.
I don't know. It's why are we playing defense? Why are we playing? No. Score. I don't know. But they keep throwing his name around. I'm like, please, no. But out of those, let's talk about the teams that lost those coaches. So you got Toronto, you've got Phoenix, you've got Philadelphia, and you've got Milwaukee.
You want to throw Dwayne Casey in there too?
Oh Lord, I forgot. Okay, let me ask this: do you think Dwayne Casey's going to get another job right off the bat?
No. Let's say this because didn't Dwayne Casey take a front office role or something like that?
He might have. Did he step? Did he step up instead of out? Or?
He stepped. I think he left on his own, if I remember right.
I mean, so then if that's the case, I mean,
but they still need a coach in
they
Detroit.
still need a coach. Yeah. He's there. They still need a coach. And I think we left one out.
Steven Silas.
Yeah, we left one. But
Ime Udoka. He's replacing Steven Silas in Houston.
Yeah, he's going to Houston, which was kind of out of nowhere because remember, the report was Udoka was going elsewhere, and then at the last minute, like Strike, I'm going to Houston. Got him.
I mean, look, Ime Udoka obviously saw what potential was in Houston off the court.
Well,
yeah. James Harden opened his eyes to what Houston had to offer outside of basketball.
You know what? You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong for that.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did.
Yeah, it took a second.
It took me a minute. Yeah. It's too long for that, man. It's so long.
Hey, look. If I be Ime Udoka, it's like, well, the cat's out the bag now. Everybody know what I'm about. Like, you feel me? Hide your wife.
Oh my god, boy.
If I was him, I'd go to Houston too.
Oh my goodness, man. We forgot one. Nate McMillan. Forgot about Atlanta, because Atlanta's that team that you can forget. But we forgot about Nate McMillan. That team you just kind of forget about them. Like it's almost to the point where here I'm living in Atlanta and I'm like, we got a team here. The Hawks. That's right. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
That's bad because the Hawks actually made the playoffs and still the Falcons are the relevant team when you think Atlanta. And they're terrible. They're just terrible.
They're terrible.
Those birds are dirty for a reason. It's not because of winning. I'll tell you that. Oh man.
So all right, let's recap. Atlanta, Toronto, Detroit, Phoenix, Philly, and I know we're missing somebody.
Milwaukee.
There you have it. Do you see do you see any of those coaches that have been fired from one of those positions filling in to another?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know which. I think Mike Budenholzer is going to take Nick Nurse's spot.
Interesting. I can see that.
Monty Williams. I don't know where he's going to go, but I think he's going to go wherever he goes is going to be fast. I think it's going to be soon. Like you may hear about it within like the next week. Or two.
Yeah. I think he is great at coaching. He's great at getting the best out of his guard play. And one thing, I told you we were going to get back to it. One thing he did not have in Phoenix was I'm not going to say competent. Was a usable big man. He did not have it. He did not. I said I was not going to call him back. I said, wait a minute. I said not calling him that. Not. Like no, not, but not. Man, don't have that man coming after me.
So what are you gonna do? Cry?
So I truly believe that players like him and James Harden saw what he did in Phoenix, and likewise, Monty Williams is looking at Joel Embiid like salivating, like I wouldn't. Oh my God, a big man who really can play. I mean, a true big man who can play defense, crash the glass, score in the low post, in the high. Oh my God, I don't know what to do with myself. He knows it.
Yeah, get that opportunity now before his knees failing.
Oh my goodness, I think Monty would be a great fit in Philly.
I, I think that would work. Like you said, like he hadn't really had like a high level productive big man, right? And that would be and I think that would be a good change up, even for Joel Embiid, I think that that would be a stupid move for James Harden to go to Houston like he wants. If Monty Williams were to go to Philly, I feel like James Harden going to Houston would be the dumbest thing for him to possibly do. In all honesty, I really do. But I think the fact that Doc got let go may slightly change his tone a little bit. Because I think, like you said, like Monty Williams does great with guards, and James Harden obviously still got game, right? And you've got Maxey and a couple other cats that that still have some developing to do.
Exactly. I could see him turning Maxey into Maxey is already a hard to deal with, but I could see him turning Maxey into a problem. I really. Oh yeah,
absolutely. And on top of that, I think he would just go for broke early. Like I said, man, look, y'all can say y'all can feel however y'all want, say whatever you want. Joel Embiid is not going to be playing basketball for that much longer. The man knees can't take it. Okay. Yeah. All right, his lower body, period, is not going to be able to take it. It just is what it is. So if Monty Williams was to go to Philly, go for broke early. Yeah. No, seriously, championship or bust mentality early. Don't say, oh, we need a year to get it together. No, you don't.
No.
This offseason, and summer league, and that's it. That's all you got.
Yeah, in a trade, you got to trade. There's got to be a trade that goes down. I just think they need a third piece. It doesn't have to be a star. This has to be a good role player.
Paying Tobias Harris a lot of money.
You know what? How long has Tobias been there? And it hasn't worked. Not saying he's a bad player. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a good player. He's just he's a bad fit. Exactly. I honestly, I think he's a power forward. Excuse me, he's a small forward that is playing power forward. And it's like I said, it's just a bad fit defensively, and it limits his offensive capabilities. They and no telling, Doc Rivers probably had him. I want you to crash the glass. That's not my game. I'm a small playing the four. It's kind of hard for me, So I think he could use a change of scenery. I don't know. You laughing at my Doc Rivers impression. I want to know what happened to his voice, because he didn't used to talk like that.
Tobias Harris has been in Philly for 5 years.
Honestly, I think his game has suffered, and it hasn't made Philly any better.
Oh man, no, it hasn't.
It hasn't made Philly any better. I don't see him getting a job. I mean, Doc Rivers. I'm sorry. Doc Rivers. Tobias Harris, yes. Doc Rivers. I don't see him being. He's had too many opportunities.
Doc's gonna get the Milwaukee job.
Who?
I'm joking. I am joking.
What? Wait a minute. What?
She's just gonna put the H before the W. That's how you feel? That's how you feel?
What?
I tell you what, if it happens, you heard it here first.
Oh God! If it happens, I promise. We will. If that happens, we will have a special show just for that. Just for that. If that happens, just for that special show. On the day the news comes out, the day that it hits, we're like, oh.
I was right. On the day. We're not even waiting to So
we're gonna bling in like a Sports Center update.
Give me my flowers. So let me tell you what just happened.
Woo-wee. All right, so all right, tonight the Western Conference Finals it starts. Um, the number one seed Denver Nuggets against a team that wasn't even supposed to be here. Let's be real.
Nope.
Let's be real. The Lakers were not supposed to be in this conversation whatsoever. But those trades at the deadline.
And shout out to Rob Pelinka fighting for his job because he sure didn't do it last year.
Yes, now that's a GM that knew his job was on the line. And said, if I don't do something now,
he definitely knew his job was on the line.
Man, I'm like there had to be some under the table handshakes because, like, man, so I'm like, how did he pull all of this off?
Yeah, man, every favor that he had ever saved up, or he did some stuff. He said, "Fine, I'll do it." Like, because one day Jeannie Buss walked by his office and didn't say a whole lot, just walked in his door and was like, "If we have another losing season, you're out of here. Start packing."
Hey, if she's giving tours of the facilities to some other dude you don't know, it's
look,
your job.
Potentially your office.
It's your job. And that's when she refers to it as the general manager's office and not that's Rob's office. Yeah, you in trouble.
Even while you're sitting in it.
Yes, and this is general manager's office. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, he made some incredible trades, and the Lakers are a completely different team. They're completely different. And it's crazy because everybody wants to make excuses for the Warriors. And they go back to the punch at the beginning of the season. Oh, they never recovered from the punch. And I'm like, wait a minute, okay. If you think that was the first player that got punched in the offseason during a practice, dude, are you serious right now? I mean, it was the first time it was recorded on a cell phone or whatever it was recorded on.
Yeah, it was it probably wasn't the first time recorded on a cell phone. I'm pretty sure a few players got videos on their phone that have never been released of their teammates getting slapped. Just getting dropped. They're like, oh.
like, oh my God! I mean, it happens. Players fight all the time at practice. It's part of the NBA culture. It's part of
fight with your family.
Yeah,
these dudes spend the majority of their lives together during the season for a large part of the year. Like,
exactly, they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight. So, but it's just hilarious because after they got beat, Jordan Poole goes,
"Oh yeah,"
to the mic. And they asked him, was it because of the punch? I mean, why are you going to ask the man? Ask the man that did the punching. Don't ask the man that got punched.
Because it was funny. That's why. Like, it's a funny question. Like, he's already upset and distraught. And it's like, so do you think part of your frustrations throughout the years because you got punched earlier in the year for saying something you probably shouldn't have said to someone you shouldn't have said it to?
If I'm look, hats off to Jordan Poole because he handled it, pretty well. You know what I'm saying? If that was me, I'd have been like, how would you take it if I got up and punched you? Huh? How would you I'd have lost it. I'd have lost it. I mean, I just got eliminated from playoffs. I got this reporter asking me, is it because I got punched? Because I got knocked out? Is that the reason that our season wasn't the way we? Man, no. I'm they're gonna have to hold me back.
I mean, also if one punch. Draymond Green must be Saitama, golly, because if all it took was one punch to ruin the season. Hold on, all it took was one punch. First off, the season wasn't ruined. You made it to the second round of the playoffs. All right, that's not bad. Okay, and if all it took was that one punch to wipe your playoff dreams earlier in the year, that punch must have had earthquake ripples. I mean, okay, everybody saw Jordan Poole fall asleep, but everyone else must have like astral traveled for a hot second once it happened. God. Like, they soul lifted a little bit, or like, and that must have been the hardest punch anyone in that room had witnessed.
I mean, you saw it. We saw it.
Oh no, it was a punch. Oh no. He hit him with a good one, and it was clean. I'm not sitting here saying, but I mean, that's not season ruining.
No, not at all. No.
Like it's not like Draymond punched Steph, and Steph had a concussion after.
Oh man.
Like, it's not like Draymond did that. He knows better, right? Like, you're not gonna punch the money, man. Say what you want, but Draymond's a better friend than Ja Morant has right now, right? Like, he's not gonna ruin the money.
Oh my god. I get somewhere Steph Curry was over on the sideline saying, Vagina! Draymond! Why? Oh my god.
Clay did all of this long division to find out that it really was the punch that ruined the season.
Oh my god, man. So, okay, Western Conference Finals.
It was between the punch and Clay wearing a headband excessively.
Oh my god. Who you got in the Western Conference Finals and why?
It's tough. It's tough. Cause okay, if you get a consistent high degree, like a high level AD, all right, on both ends of the floor, which you can't get. It's just about how often. Nikola Jokic is really gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
Also, I think the Nuggets are going to try to do their best to keep AD away from Jokic, so that way he can kind of like work on offense. I think the Nuggets are going to try to keep like AD. They're going to do a lot of switching to take AD off of Jokic, so that way Jokic can kind of like work the floor a little better. You don't know what LeBron's going to do. Like, you really just don't know when he's going to like show up.
I mean, let's be honest. 38 is catching up with him.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
It's
absolutely. I think he's still got some steam in him. It's just you don't know when it's
exactly.
Gonna, like,
it seems only show up at home. That's what I'm just gonna be honest. Seems like it's only when he gets to sleep in his own bed, and I don't know what kind of. It might be a Crapmatic. I don't know.
It might be an 8-sleep mattress, man.
I don't know.
I heard those things are really nice.
So I mean, whatever it is, it's only when he gets to sleep. I don't know. He might have that hyperbolic time change. I don't know, but it seems like that's when he plays his best ball at home. They've got to steal one on the road. That's the thing.
Absolutely,
they've got to steal one on the road. So I think if they follow the same recipe they did in the first two series, that's winning tonight, game one. I think Denver's got a problem. If the Lakers win game one or game two, they have to take one. But if they win game one, Denver's in trouble because those two games in LA are going to be tough. They're going to be tough. I think the Lakers are deeper than Denver, without a shadow of doubt. When you got players like Schroeder and I mean,
Austin Reeves.
I know he's starting now, but I mean, it's like they have this interchangeable. Like the only starters you really have is AD, LeBron, and that's pretty much it. Because between Schroeder, Russell, Reeves, and any other guard, it's like there's so many guards, they just keep throwing them at you. I'm like, golly.
It's a lot of different looks. It's a lot of different looks, and I mean, that can be a problem. I think outside of what AD gives you for LA, what LeBron does. I mean, obviously, you're like the rest of those guys have to step up, and the same thing for Denver too, right? Like Jamal Murray's been playing really well. Jokic obviously he's been playing really well. Like, he's been putting really well, right?
Yeah, DeAndre, in the last series, so I'm just say that.
Anyway, we can't fault him. We can't fault him for having a jelly wall in front of him. Okay, like we can't. It was just we can't help that. The boy was soft. We can't help it, but he happened to be there. Hopefully that toughened him up. Oh no, but KCP, right?
If he can get hot,
Aaron Gordon. Yeah. It's going to be up to like guys like that are going to have to make sure that they play at like consistently, to a high degree. And KCP's really streaky.
I mean that's been his career.
Yeah, it's real.
You know who he reminds me of?
Only
he plays defense. Who'd you say?
I said J.R. Smith.
Yeah, exactly. That he is today's J.R. Smith. He really is. Only he plays a little bit the better defense than J.R. Smith plays. And hopefully he doesn't, I don't know, call timeouts when he don't. Anyway, he doesn't do anything like that.
Hey man, he's a golf athlete now. Okay, leave him alone.
I can see him taking his shirt off on the 18th hole.
He is a collegiate golfer. All right, he just found a new passion.
Oh my God! What about the East? Now, your beloved Celtics are there in the Eastern Conference Finals again.
This should be easier than the Philly series, in my opinion. Should be.
On paper, it looks that way.
And that's no slight to Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, I mean, like he's obviously a problem, but
can't do it himself.
No, he cannot. And yeah, man,
Bam has played admirably. He's played okay.
Right. We put Robert Williams and Al Horford on him. It's a wrap.
I mean,
we switched it.
It's gonna be tough on him. I just think, I think Boston has too much. Just too much.
As long as they don't lose focus.
That's what you have said the entire time. They cannot close out games. And I'm gonna tell you, out of the 4 teams left in these playoffs, the Miami Heat might be the best in closing out games.
Yep.
So, like
if they lose focus and they let Miami keep it close for 3.5 quarters and it gets down, yeah.
Oh no, you said 2.5. I think a couple. You said 2.5. I'm like, dang.
Well. That's because, I mean, if you look, did they get to the second half of the third quarter? It's like, ugh. I'm hoping that they keep focus at least
for the third period,
right? Like, okay, like I'm hoping, because then it's like, okay, right now it's just time to really close out if it's close, because then Miami's definitely going to try to make a push to get ahead, right? And that's going to be the time where you need to be the Boston Celtics, right? But if you can't at least keep it up for 3.5,
it could be trouble.
Yeah, it's going to bite them. It's going to bite them. So, yeah, I'm being optimistic.
And we're talking about a Miami Heat team that got rid of the Bucks. I mean,
yeah.
No
one saw that coming.
Yeah, nobody saw that coming. like 1 minute the Heat are fighting to get into the playoffs, and the next minute,
and then
the next minute you're out of there. You're out of there.
Yeah. So the Heat aren't to be slept on, but the Celtics, if they are on their P's and Q's, should handle business. It should not be. It should 5.
Sure.
In 5, honestly.
I'm gonna tell you what would be good for ratings. Lakers Celtics.
17-17.
Break the tie. Break the tie. That's got look. That would send ratings through the roof.
Ratings, jersey sales.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, let's break the tie to see who will take home the honor and prestige of being the NBA's most winningest franchise as far as titles go. As far as titles go, not as far as. But anyway, all right. So to the NFL, the Washington Commanders have been sold, and one player or one person has come out and spoken about it. Josh Harris said the Washington Commanders are going to be a far better, as far as how it's ran. It's going to be a far more prosperous team now that Snyder is out. Do you believe that?
absolutely. I mean, especially with Josh Harris, he's a native. You know, he's from the area. Someone who grew up as a fan. Someone who's had to like sit and go through the struggles pretty much firsthand as a fan, growing up watching, you know, Washington and watching how Snyder ran the franchise. You would, absolutely. I think he's going to do everything within his power to make sure that they're a better franchise. I'm pretty sure he's going to put his foot into it.
I'm sure, but I mean, it kind of opens your eye, and you kind of say, well, yeah, you say that because you just purchased the team, or you were in the group that purchased the team. Of course, you're going to say that. You know, you're not going to come in and say, I don't know if I can run this thing like Daniel. Ooh, man, I'm gonna try my best. No, I expect you to say I'm gonna run it better than he did. That's why you purchased the team. But I mean, we can't. Granted, before all the crap came out about Daniel Smith, all that, to the naked eye, to the fan, I mean, the Washington Redskins have won, what, 3 titles? So you can't say, yes, were they poorly run? Yes, we know that now. But we weren't saying that a while back. You may have hated Daniel Snyder. You may have not have liked his smugness. I know I didn't. I just didn't like, the thin Redskins, now Commanders. As a Cowboy fan, I didn't like them. But based on what they were putting on the field, you were like, hey, man, this is a tough team. Maybe not in the last, 7-8 years, but of course you expect them to say something.
I mean, they hadn't really put a RG3.
Oh god. And I guess that's the next. Oh god, have they had a decent quarterback in the last?
Taylor Heineke.
Like I said, if that's the best you can do, then no wonder you've struggled all these years. If Heineke is your guy, like, oh my god, no wonder they've struggled.
Didn't they have Colt McCoy?
I think they've had Colt McCoy. They've had what's your boy down in Minnesota, which
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I'm still baffled as to how he got that contract and why he's still a starter in this league. But that's Minnesota's problem.
He's likable.
Not by his receivers.
He doesn't have to be. He's likable by the front office.
Oh well,
he's going to be a GM one day.
His receivers. I mean, every past receiver who has played with Kirk Cousins has come out and said, "Man, look, guys, trash. Like,
man, sucks,
garbage. Like, I finally have a real quarterback to throw to me. This guy is hot garbage." So, it just baffled me this year that the answer to that, Minnesota in the draft, their answer was to get not a young quarterback to challenge him. They ain't got another receiver. like Jefferson was not enough. That's not enough.
Nope.
So
Cousins needs more to throw to, but I don't know, man. I hope Josh Harrison, in the group, it's another group Magic Johnson's a part of. Golly, this man. I think he's. I hope, for the sake of Washington fans, the state of Maryland, that he does well. That there is like some visible turnaround. We all know it's not going to necessarily happen all the way overnight, but if you show some people some promise, that you'll have the fans on your side, at least for the moment. So
at least for the moment. But hey, these are former Red. Look, it may have Commanders, or they may be known as Commanders now, but they're behind the scenes Redskin fans. And we know how those fans are. You've got 1 year.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got 1 year. I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't get this thing fixed, you
ain't got much longer, bud.
No, not at all. The Jets. The Jets. Do you think they're a playoff team? Because they have made a lot of moves. Do you think all that is going to culminate in not a title, just the playoffs?
I think if it doesn't, someone's going to lose their job.
Oh, God. There's no doubt about it.
So, I think, on paper, obviously, you say, at least make the playoffs. But then you also have to look at that division. It's not going to be easy.
Not at all.
There's like the Jets are kind of stacked, but you still got something. You got some problems
two
to run
against
through.
Buffalo and 2 against Miami. Jeez.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. That's not going to be easy at all. So, hey, man, we'll see.
And mind you, this is their schedule. Of course, we know they've got 2 against Buffalo and 2 against Miami. We know that. New England, that's not going to be an easy game. Not saying they can't beat New England. I'm saying don't expect it to be a cakewalk.
Yeah.
But then they've also got Kansas City. They've got Philadelphia. They've got Dallas. They've got the Chargers. Look, they've got a tough schedule. That's a tough schedule.
One of the toughest schedules, I think. Actually.
So I'm like, you know what? If you're a New York Jet fan and you're all hyped about, we got Aaron Rodgers. Okay, I don't know why, but we got Alan Lazard. Randall Cobb is in there.
Randall Cobb.
If you're all hyped about it like that, I'm gonna just say this: hold your horses, because y'all might not win 9 games. Just saying. Look, this is a brand new team being stuck together. This is a lot of new pieces. Poor Garrett Wilson, who I think would have had a far better season had he had a decent quarterback. If he had a decent quarterback, he'd have had a far better. If he didn't have a bad season, he would have had a better season. But I think he's the odd man out now because Aaron. He says, that wasn't a stipulation. The GM came out and said, his player choices weren't stipulation as far. Yes, stop lying. Stop lying because you went and got everybody.
Right. Like, they weren't stipulations, but we went and did what he said because he said that's what he wanted.
Exactly.
The man literally put out a wish list, and now you're going to tell us, those weren't stipulations. Okay. I'll believe you. No, I don't.
You just go and get his 2 favorite receivers and friends. By the way, Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard are 2 of his closest friends in the NFL, and former teammates. You pretty much tried to turn this offense into the Green Bay Packers.
How about those weren't stipulations? You know Randall Cobb's nothing but a comfort acquisition. That is a cushion.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he can't even stay healthy nowadays. So
you were not expecting anything.
That's just so he can catch, Nick games with a buddy.
Pretty much. Like he got a running mate now. Like that's
Yeah.
Look, I'll tell you this: if I were the Jets front office, I would have tried to lessen the difficulty level of my schedule for this season. I look, because hey, whatever. All of this is new, right? It all sounds great. It all looks great on paper. It all has to come together, though. And you talking about, first year out, we about to take on the cream of the crop of the NFL. Add to the fact that we're already in the division with some of the cream of the crop of the NFL.
I mean, the first game, you're in trouble.
Yeah, like they know something we don't.
Yeah.
At least they think they do.
Yeah, it would not shock me if they, in their first 6 games, because they have a bye week 7, right? So let's just say hypothetically, their first 6 games, here they are. At home, they have Buffalo. Then they go to Dallas. They come back home against New England. Then they have Kansas City. Now, you say Denver. You say Denver sucked last year. Yeah, but Sean Payton's in town. Oh, Sean Payton's in town. This is not going to be your same Denver Broncos. And then they go to Denver. It's always tough to play at Mile High. And then Philly comes to town. Those 6 games are not. I could literally see them at 2-4. I could see them at 2-4.
They can just like that. Like it's not. Yeah.
2-4. And that's scary in the NFL. I mean, I don't care how good you look on paper at 2-4. You start off 2-4, it's hard to come back from. It's just hard. So, hold your horses, Jet fans. Hold your horses. Don't get all happy.
Yeah, not yet, man. Like, cause that. Now you got everything you wanted, and now you got every obstacle in front of you.
Everything you want, or you thought you wanted. And keep in mind, I get why they did it. Keep in mind though, that in the draft, the Jets went defense in the first round. They were like, hey, we got you everything you wanted on the offensive side of the ball, Aaron. We're going to go drafted McDonald the 4th to shore up that defense. So I'm just saying,
which was so crazy.
I mean, I think it shocked everybody. I thought they would have went maybe tight end. I don't know. Maybe another receiver. You say, well, they don't need another receiver. If you think Randall Cobb's going to do anything, in his day, he was a good receiver. He's not that dude anymore. Too many injuries. He's just not that dude. So, I mean, outside of Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard, Corey Davis is it. So I just knew a receiver or a tight end was coming to town, and that is not the case. So, hold your horses, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Don't get your hopes up too high.
Do not get your hopes up too high.
Please don't. Everything looked great, but please don't get your hopes up too high.
Woo-wee! 2-minute warning. We're in our 2-minute warning. What's your topic for your 2-minute warning?
Francis Ngannou signed a deal with the PFL, but he's not. They said that he's not going to fight until mid 2024.
Yeah,
mind you, it is mid 2023. We already have not seen Francis Ngannou for like what, 2 or 3 years. Add to that, after he signed the contract, right, he put out some statement. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not going to quote. It was something like, no matter what the media says, no matter what other fighters say, whatever, who's the baddest man on the planet? It's me. And I'm like, you spelled John Jones wrong. I'm sorry. I don't care how you feel. I don't care. You can't call yourself the baddest man on the planet and run from the baddest man on the planet. You can't. I don't care what league. I don't care what league you go to. I don't care who you try to fight. You didn't fight John Jones. How you gonna hold the heavyweight belt? How you gonna hold the belt? And then when this man come back, like, nah, I don't even want to fight. So you just gonna vacate the belt? Yeah, it's fine. But I'm still the nicest though. No, sir.
Oh,
Fight John
man.
Jones or step back. All right? Like, pipe down, okay?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Conduct yourself better, Francis Ngannou.
Well, we love you, Francis.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Fight John Jones, Francis.
Oh my god.
Instead of running. Even Cyril Gahn fought him, okay? Look.
Oh my god. My 2-minute warning is a shout out to the Florida Panthers who are still in this thing. I mean, for those who don't, Florida, I mean, probably the last team that made it into this year's NHL playoffs. I think they were the bottom of the bottom. And I don't know. And I know we've had these upsets in the NBA. We've had these upsets. You know what? This has been the year of the upset. I'm changing my 2-minute warning to the year of the upset, going all the way back to the NCAA tournament. This has been the year that numbers mean nothing anymore.
Mean nothing.
They mean nothing. If you have a 1 or a 2 by your name, all it is a target nowadays. Because I don't think. You know what? I'd be interested to see if in the NBA playoffs, if a number one, well, it can't be in the East, it'll have to be in the West. Will a number 1 seed make it to the championship? I mean, if that's not the case, let this be a lesson. Just because they say you're not good enough, you play to win the game. You play to win the game.
Speaking of number ones, breaking news: the Spurs won the draft lottery.
Oh, so Victor's going to be that's a whole nother. I'm not a Victor Wembanyama believer. I'm not. I mean, the man is 7'3", 220. You tell me who he's going to. 220. There are guards. There are guards that are almost 220.
Wasn't KD like 200 pounds coming in the league?
He was, and he struggled that first year. Yeah, he did. He was. I mean, granted, he can get stronger. I'm just saying, dude, 220 at 7'3". I hope he's going to play the. Okay, you've seen Victor play, right? Mm-hmm. You've seen him play. Let me tell you the difference between him and KD. KD was quick. I mean, not only was he able to shoot over a lot of people, he was quick. Victor is not fast at all. Victor is not fast.
What if he's like deceptively fast, like Kristaps Porzingis?
You know what? No, you didn't say Kristaps. No, not Kristaps.
What if he's got that unicorn speed?
Then that means he's going to miss half a season. He's going to average. There's 82 games a season. He's going to average 41 games a year. I mean, if you're cool with that, that's fine. I mean,
well, right? Wembanyama hasn't been hurt since from G League to what now French national ball play. He hasn't missed a game.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just putting it out there.
We're talking about okay. No disrespect to the French, but I don't see the level of physicality in the French league that he's going to see in the NBA. I mean, I guess it all depends on what position he's going to play. It's got to be small forward. He cannot play. He cannot play the 4 or 5. He cannot.
No.
I can't. Okay.
He's a perimeter player. He's definitely not.
Yeah, he's got to play a 3, and it's that. Even that scares me. Even that scares me. I mean, yeah, he's tall, but he's not. Look, he's not that fast, and he's gonna have to make a living shooting over folk. It scares me that he even goes down in the paint against players like Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, and these are guys who weigh about 280 pounds. That's scary. They got like 60 pounds on you, young man.
Yeah,
60!
man. They dig an elbow or a shoulder, and you gonna wheeze. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I mean, so it's going to be interesting to see. It would not shock me. Would not shock me if Victor comes up with a injury that keeps him out the entire first year. It would not shock me. And he comes back year 2, 245 or something.
Right. Which would be smart. I would hope. I mean, because look, in all honesty, I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of them in San Antonio anyway. I don't. I mean, guys that are usually his size, regardless of skill set, don't usually get that. Like they get surprise minutes, right? Like they do. Like it's just regardless of skill set. Like you feel me?
Unless you go to Orlando, Bobo. Okay.
Hey man, Bo got game though. Like Bo.
But you didn't get to see it until he went to Orlando.
That's true. I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of Victor Wembanyama regardless in San Antonio. I just don't see that. I don't see it.
I more power to you, Vic.
I don't see Doc Rivers. I don't see Pop. I don't see Greg Popovich like looking at his skill set saying like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to use all of that.
Do you even think they draft?
Honestly, no.
Wow, I'd be interested to see them like trade out. Like, I mean, because that sounds like a Popovich move. Trade out of the number 1 pick and get maybe a couple of first-round picks, of players he's actually going to use. Because that'd be interesting to see. So we'll keep a look on that.
Yeah, I don't see San Antonio being a landing spot for him. And if it ends up being a landing spot, he's going to disappear.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Every Tuesday night, 8 p.m., we're here with the latest and greatest in sports. Unfiltered. I tell you, unfiltered.
Unsullied. Unfiltered. This is raw for the people.
Oh.
Anyway, check us out on the socials. See us on Twitter, IG, Facebook. Check us out, the visuals on YouTube, so you can see the faces. Watch our foreheads glow in the light. Check us out.
Sweat because it's hot. He's like hot.
Look, the gym. It's always hot. It's hot now in the gym. There's no AC. The fan somehow disappeared. We're also on Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, and Google. Want to check us out? We're everywhere. We too big to fail. I think even Andrew Tate's listening on a burner account right now. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I saw it though. Just putting that out there. Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Same bad time, same bad channel. Hey.
Oh. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. See y'all guys next week. Peace.